with this kid named Chris Kogan. And, you know, we were...
Henceforth known as Chris the Pilot.
Chris the Pilot.
Okay.
And we were very good friends because we were both odd ducks, if that's a thing. And he had a pet squirrel named Elvis. And we played, now this is, you know, forever ago. Like you hear the song by Mark Wills, it's called 1970 something, where he talks about growing up in the 70s and the 80s. And this was, you know, no internet, no cell phones. But I would go over his house.
No parental supervision whatsoever.
It was very weird because we would go over his house like after school. We would eat dinner and then his parents went right to bed. I don't mean like at 9. At like 6:45, they were in bed, blankets up.
Yeah, that's what you thought.
Watching TV. Well, their door was open.
Oh, okay.
So they were like silent lovers or something. But we started we would go over to Chris's. I would go over to Chris's, and we would play Commodore 64 because my parents wouldn't let me have a computer. And you had said earlier, those people who think they're smarter than everybody. I can't remember the term you used.
So
aware of your own
convinced of
intelligence.
their own intellectual superiority.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So my parents wouldn't let me have a computer because they saw war games. And they were afraid with my intelligence, I would use a computer to do horrible things with it. So we would go,
here we are.
Here we are.
So
what you can't see behind the camera is my computer center, which is like just one more computer monitor away from the Matrix. But
very, very Unabomber. That just got us banned from the internet. Gonna have to redact that.
I don't wear.
It's gonna have to be a redacted statement.
I don't put a hood up, so probably not.
No, that's because you don't leave the house.
I try not to.
Go on.
But so Chris loved. There were 2 movies. I can't remember what the other one was, but one movie he loved was this movie called Night Patrol.
It rings a bell.
It was made in like 19.
I don't think I ever saw it.
It's like 1983, 84, and it was that weird time where like Police Academy came out.
Yeah,
and it was this huge thing. Police Academy. It was this smash hit that
oh my
nobody
God.
thought it was going to be.
Well, and everybody was trying to top Airplane.
Right.
Because nothing was ever going to be funnier.
Right. So all these movies came out, like Stewardess School, believe it or not, was trying to do that thing. And it wasn't. It was really an awful movie. I love it so much.
And this is right when Monty Python and the Flying Circus were hitting the airwaves as well, or the TV waves as well.
Yes.
We were all of the age that we were getting into that stuff too. So there was a lot of comedic competition happening.
Definitely.
But go on. So who starred in Night Patrol?
So he loved this movie called Night Patrol. And when I tell you it is the worst movie ever made, like people always come with like The Room is a movie that's
so bad.
It's notoriously
iconic.
So bad. But a lot of people think the movie The Room was made to intentionally be bad. So, but Night Patrol stars Linda Blair, already a bad, unless it's The Exorcist, it's already bad.
Do you know what she ended up doing with her life, by the way?
I can't wait.
She abandoned all show business activities and spent all her money, invested all her money. She's done very well in animal rescue.
Oh, okay.
Specifically horses, but then it started out with horses, but then it became like all encompassing, and her whole life is about animal rescue and animal sanctuaries and education about
I didn't know
animals. That's what she does.
She was famous for, of course, The Exorcist, and having gigantic breasts whenever she got older.
And you're too young to remember Sarah, Portrait of a Teenage Alcoholic.
I am not.
It was awesome.
I am not too old to know that.
And Eve Plum did, also known as Jan from the Brady Bunch, did Eve, Portrait of a Teen Prostitute. And we're like, yeah, Jan.
For those of us watching,
Linda Blair.
For those of you watching, I will tell you. I will list all these movies and links at the bottom, so you can go to it.
Yeah. So go on.
Night Patrol
starred Linda Blair. I already love it.
Pat Paulson.
Was Linda Blair making fun of herself in it?
No.
Okay, because
it's very slapstick, but not her. But The star of the movie,
Pat Paulson.
he was big in the 70s.
Well, what else was he in?
I don't know. But people used to always be like, oh, Pat Paulson. I was like, fucking.
Okay.
But the star of the movie is a man named Murray Langston.
No idea who that is.
He's still alive. So if he sees
I bet he shows up at Comic-Con.
if he sees this, he's going to be like, hey, Murray Langston.
Murray, do you want to be on the podcast?
Now, if
we could have Murray on the podcast. Wouldn't that be fun?
I would donate my left testicle to get Murray Langston on this podcast. And I'll tell you why. You don't know his name, but when I tell you who he is, you're immediately going to know. And you're going to like watch her face when I tell her who he is.
Okay.
Murray Langston was the unknown comic on The Gong Show.
Oh! Do you think we can make him, do you think we can put a bag over his head?
Night Patrol was a police spoof movie that was supposed to be the launching pad for Murray Langston's comedy career. He was trying to break out.
The unknown comic was the launching pad. Like,
no, he was trying to break out.
He was on The Gong Show all the time.
I know. He was trying to break out. That's him. That's him.
And that was like the most iconic Halloween costume.
It is.
Everybody was the unknown comic.
One of the most offensive movies you'll ever watch, and it offends literally everybody. Wow. And again, like I said, it's the worst movie ever made. And people like to say it's the worst movie ever made.
Is it more offensive than Team America?
Oh God, yes.
Really?
Oh yes. But it's funny. You'll laugh. Team America.
Team America.
I didn't laugh. I thought
what?
It was.
Even at the vomiting scene? Oh my.
Not my kind of humor.
You're just young. You're 10 years younger than I am, and you guys have a sensitivity that Matt Stone and Trey Parker and myself.
No, I love them. I'm a giant South Park fan. That movie I didn't like.
Oh my God, I thought it was a riot.
It just didn't do anything.
It's hardcore satire, but
I do sing the song to Lori all the time.
Yeah.
We'll be in the kitchen and we'll see something stupid that somebody in government has done, and she'll look at me. I'll go, America, fuck yeah! And
flying in to see the motherfucking day now.
All the time.
Okay, go on.
But so
Murray Langston.
Murray Langston is a police officer in this movie. He's a terrible cop. People who became known later in the 80s show up with little cameo, like not even cameos, because it's not a cameo if you're a nobody, right? If you're just a struggling actor trying to get on screen.
So it's like how I like to drop names of B-listers and feel really important.
I'm going to show you some clips from this movie because I have 3 different copies of it on my server, because if it ever gets deleted from the world, you'll have it.
And it will.
There's a scene where these 2 cops go to investigate a sexual assault victim in a park. A woman.
I prefer to.
It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It was.
I think the harsher term.
It was like
is the more appropriate.
You'll see the scene.
But go on.
The victim was Pat Morita.
I don't know who that is.
Mr. Miyagi.
I don't know who that is.
From The Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh no!
There's a scene with a.
I also never saw the Karate Kid.
It's.
I've only seen bits and pieces. And do you know Ralph Macchio is exactly my age, and he looks exactly the same as he did. He's a freak.
He was in Psych in the last season. He looked great.
He looks great, and he hasn't had work done or anything.
I don't watch any of the Cobra Kais. I tried watching. I was like, that's not my thing.
I never saw the original.
You will. We'll watch it one night.
Okay, but go on.
It's good, but it's very 80s high school.
Yeah.
Growing.
I don't know why I didn't watch it.
But there's another scene in Night Patrol where, and you may not know this show, there's a Japanese businessman who's shooting people in the streets. And the Japanese businessman was the dad from Just the 10 of Us, who's not a Japanese man. He's a bald white dude. And they're dubbing Japanese over him. It's like he walks through the prison. And
this is in Night Patrol.
The Night Patrol, he's walking through the prison. You see the different prisoners. And you were like, I remember that guy from this. I remember that guy from that. But back then they were nobodies. They were just trying to get work.
Funny.
It's such a bad movie. I mean, you're like the star of the movie is the unknown comic Murray Langston.
Oh, that's funny.
But anyway, I digress. Welcome to another exciting edition of Acoustic Talk Unfiltered, where the more we do these, it seems we just really talk about anything versus talking about the state of acoustic music in
It's true.
in Pennsylvania or very much the world. I don't want to limit ourselves to
That's right.
Because there are competing podcasts
There's a lot
in
of podcasts.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, and they're Pittsburgh's music podcasts, and I don't want to do that. I'm we're going to be doing this for a while. We don't kick out a lot of episodes. Once a month is, I think, where we settled.
Yeah.
And, a lot of podcasts are, I met a fellow the other day who Matt wanted me to befriend.
Oh, yes.
He should, no, not
Not the one who took, not Jared.
Not Jared.
The one who took your tried on
I told
your
you about
cowboy
that?
hat without permission.
Yeah.
That's a boundary you don't break. In Texas, if he had done that, if this was Texas.
he'd have got his ass kicked.
And he had taken a cowboy hat off a stand or off the wall and just put it on without saying, hey, do you mind if I touch? In Texas, it's like, do you mind if I touch your cowboy? Can I touch that? And if it's a no, then you don't touch it, but you never walk in, grab the hat and try it on and go, heel.
That's almost exactly what happened, but it was uncomfortable.
Oh.
If the situation is uncomfortable, then I'm not a thing. It's like the first time I met you, there was no uncomfortable at all. I'm like, this is my person right here.
We'd already met on Facebook, though.
I was friends with Jane on Facebook for a while.
You and Annie and I.
We started our music conglomeration.
Annie had posted the thing about getting paid as musicians. Was it Annie that posted it?
It's the one where I went.
And you and I weighed in.
We jumped in.
And I was just agreeing with everything you said. And then pretty soon, the chat was whittled down to you and me and Annie.
Well, it's like you came to see me play, and then after we hung out, I think that night we're like, we should start a podcast. And
well, you had come to a bunch of my gigs. You've been to more of my shows than I've been to yours.
No, I went to 2 of yours. You've been to at least 3 of mine.
Have I? No, you've been to more than 2 of mine.
I don't think
yes,
so.
You have. You came.
Oh, if you include Antonio's, then yes, I've played music with you 10 times.
Well,
but
I do include Antonio's.
Okay,
those are gigs. They pay. They feed. They're 5 minutes from the house. I'm happy.
I get that, and I like pizza. Like I said, I'm in my pizza phase.
That's some good pizza. So go on.
But
okay, so the guy comes over.
He comes over, and Matt comes up, and he sits down, and it was just very weird. Matt's like, I got to go up to my car for a minute. And the guy's just wandering around, checking things out and picking up guitars and playing it. And something that I've noticed, and if you're...
Is this something you're going to be able to post?
Definitely.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because he's texted me twice, and I haven't replied to him. He's like, hey, Scott.
Cowboy hat dude
He's
or
like,
Matt?
Hey, no, the cowboy hat.
Okay.
Matt can do whatever he wants. Matt can show up. He can...
Oh, my God.
Matt gets anything he wants.
These two.
But so Matt's like, I got to go up to my car for a second. And it's the thing that I've noticed. If you're a musician and you're a gigging musician or you're out and you're playing gigs, you're very rarely impressed by somebody. And it's not because you don't recognize talent. It's because after a while, it just becomes something that I do. Like I play guitar, I sing.
It's our job.
It's kind of my job. It's a part-time gig for me. And like my buddy Josh, who Josh.
But there was a time for both of us when it was a dream that felt untouchable.
It was. Absolutely. There's so much to talk about that.
And that's for all of you who think that it's an untouchable dream. Now look at us. We're doing it and we're sitting around bitching about it.
Yes.
And that's where you want to be.
Everybody wants more things to bitch about. That's just America.
Okay, so go on.
So
Matt goes up to his car.
Matt goes up to his car and the guy comes around and as when you're a musician, somebody picks up a guitar in front of you. I don't even pay attention. I'm writing reports. I'm looking at my American Express statement and
he picks up a guitar and he's gonna you expecting him. He's gonna play a little,
and I'm not paying attention. I'm like, go ahead, play. It's fine. And I'm sending a nasty gram to somebody in Denver or Los Angeles or something. And I could tell by listening to him play that he's giving it he's a lot of expression and.
He's trying to get your attention.
And it
he's
immediately
trying to impress the guy.
It immediately put a bad taste in me.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look what I can do.
Okay. And then he walked over.
Oh, that's kind of sweet, though, that he's trying to impress you.
And he picked up my actual
That's unacceptable.
Stetson.
That's unacceptable.
That is an actual Stetson.
I got an actual straw Stetson.
I know you brought it over.
I did?
You brought something over that was a Stetson.
I did not. That has not traveled.
Okay.
It has not traveled.
That doesn't leave the
It
property.
hasn't traveled.
But yeah,
See that? They don't leave the property. It has not traveled.
But he put it on and was like,
oh, he's just insecure.
and then he took it off, and immediately I was like, no.
You're like, Matt, do not ever bring him over to this house again.
I mean, I was like, it was like a play date from parents that with kids that don't know each other. And I was like, you know what? I haven't.
And Matt had such high hopes.
And it was
so he's all excited.
We had because I told you that my neighbor and I had a little disagreement, and I put him on ice for a little bit, and Lori was like, I can't remember how it came up to Lori, and I had said something. I said, most friendships, or at least neighbor relationships, have an expiration date. At a certain point in time, you just get tired of each other, and you're like, hey man, and that's it. You see him, he's like.
I read something where somebody said you never want to be too close to your neighbors.
That's well, they say good fences make good neighbors.
Yeah, Robert Frost said that.
Mm-hmm. Well, so Lori said, and I was talking about the guy that came over, and then another night I was talking about Bruce, and she's like, so does that mean you have an opening for a friend? I'm like, just one. I said, I've got the right amount of friends. I said, if we kick somebody out, we'll have.
And that's the thing about getting older, it too is like. You have much higher standards, and you're not a pick me person.
No, it's the saying that people are like, he doesn't suffer fools.
Yeah.
At a certain point in time, you get tired of bullshit.
Yeah.
And you can smell it very
Wait
far
till
away.
you turn 60. Everything changes. My best friend called me, and she's like, Jenny, and she's younger. She was one of those brilliant people who went to she's a grade ahead.
Mm-hmm.
She's a fucking genius, and I love her so much. And we've been friends for 56 years now. But she called me, and she's like, ever since I turned 60, I don't know what's happened to me, but I just feel like time's a wasting. Are we rolling? We've been rolling. Okay. And that the same thing happened to me when I turned 60. Oh, okay. Where it's like, she started writing a screenplay because she's 60 now. Becky McGonigal, who's going to be on, who's the most amazing singer in the whole wide world, and Jane West is too, and Scott is too. But this woman has never sung, and she's in her late 60s, and she's unbelievable. And she's like, time's a wasting. And when you hit 60, that's exactly what I did too. I was like, no more fucking around.
Yeah.
I'm not going to chase money anymore. I'm not going to chase approval anymore. I'm certainly not going to chase men. Thank you, menopause. But I'm not chasing anything anymore. But one of the biggest things was I'm just going to do what I want to do. And I have a good friend who
I have several.
Really good. I have several too.
Several.
But my one friend Susanna, she said, I go through my phone. And if I'm the only one making the effort,
oh yeah,
I delete. She said, if I'm the only one reaching out and they are never reaching out, and they'll maybe respond with a this or a that, but they're never the one initiating contact. She's like, I'm putting in all the work. And that's the thing is like, and I don't know if it's like this for men, but for women, there's a lot of one-sided friendships and relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it the same?
Not as many, because I see it with Lori and her crew. But,
yeah,
but it happens.
I've kind of stopped working on friendships where I'm the only one working on it.
Yes.
Where I always have to come to them, where I'm always the one initiating contact. I'm always the one making the plans and making the call. It has to go both ways. And a really good friendship is Mare and I will be like, oop, it's about time for a visit. She's in DC. And Susanna and I get together every other Sunday, barring nothing except impending death. I mean, like we get together every other Sunday, unless one of us is traveling. But we always make a point of we don't go any longer than 2 weeks. And my sister and I now, same way, we don't go any longer than 2 weeks. And for a long time, I was always the one initiating. And then I stopped doing that. I stopped being the pick me. And I even said, when I text you, you don't respond for days. If you respond at all. If you text me and I don't respond immediately, you are like sending my phone a barrage of messages. And this won't upset her because she knows. And now we have the joke where she'll text me and she does the bro. And then 5 minutes later, bro, you with me, bro? Bro, we good? Bro? But she easily, if not even more, texts me now and initiates more. And all I needed to do was point it out, because it never, for, 60 years, that's been the pattern. So, like, if you don't tell somebody after that long, they don't. But anyway, we stopped suffering fools. But go on with your, you're going to have to edit some of that out, I'm sure.
We kind of you touched on something about, so if somebody, one-sided friendships and you're putting in all the effort. And I saw a quote or a meme that I've been known to look at that said, if you send somebody a text message, they don't respond within a day, you're wasting your time.
Matt posted that.
Yeah, it was like, it was, the full quote was like, if you text somebody and they don't get back to you within a day, you're wasting your time. Everybody has their phone. Everybody looks at it before bed. If they don't reply to you, they don't want to.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. Like, all right, fine.
There are times I forget.
And I've done that to people.
There are times I've forgotten, and then I will text and I'll be like, I am so sorry. I meant to respond, and then I forgot. I was in class.
I have people that I'm openly irritated at, and that list is growing.
That's because your tolerance is waning.
There's an article I'm going to send you, and I'll put a link in the thing, that talks about as you age, when you get older, it's not that you become crotchety and you're like, but
kids today.
It says your brain literally rewires itself, because it says of all the time that you're living and going through social experiences.
Make sure the camera's off me while I scratch my eyelid.
When you, as you're aging and you're dealing with social experiences and people and relationships, your brain starts changing your neural pathways, because it starts cutting away the things that you don't use. And it's like, if some part of a relationship, you kind of block it out or you don't deal with it, after a while your brain rewires itself to where you just don't want anything to do.
Fire together, wire together.
Yeah.
Where attention goes, energy flows.
Yeah. And it says as you get older, your brain gives you negative hormones when a certain situation shows up. And it's like, so when you meet somebody that's not in your circle and they're acting in a way that you think is ridiculous, you used to be like, oh, hey, that's your thing.
I'll give them a chance.
Yeah.
I'll give them a chance, see what happens.
Yeah. And now that you've gotten older, your brain is like,
you know what's going to happen. You've given enough chances, and you're like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, your brain immediately.
I'm not doing it anymore.
It's
glorious.
Yeah, you used to go to, well, that's not my thing.
It's glorious.
Your brain now just is hardwired to be like,
absolutely not.
It's like, the fuck are you doing?
Absolutely not.
I don't want anything to do with that.
And it feels amazing. So don't let anybody tell you that aging sucks. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm having so much fun. I can drink in the middle of the day, because I work from home.
Yeah, anybody that tells you...
I'm pretty much retired, but I don't, because I don't want to be a drunk.
Anybody that tells you that only alcoholics drink before noon, they're fucking liars.
I don't drink before noon.
She's a fucking liar, too.
I don't. Okay, if I get up at 5. But then noon's not noon if you get up at 5.
I get up at...
11 is noon if you get up at 5. Look at me justifying already. I don't think I ever drink before noon.
You meet the people in their 70s, like Jerry Seinfeld's parents.
And we're like, we've made it this far.
People in their 70s, like Jerry Seinfeld's parents, they're like, oh, I got up at 5 a.m. this morning. I had breakfast at 10. I had breakfast at 6. I had lunch at 10:30, and I had dinner at 3:30, and then I'm in bed by 7 p.m.
I totally understand the blue light special. I'm not eating after 7. That's craziness.
That's insane.
When somebody is like, oh, we're having my birthday dinner. We're all meeting at 9 at such and such. And I'm like, 9, that's 2 hours after my cutoff time for food consumption.
That's the famous clip from...
I'm not doing that.
From 30 Rock with Tina Fey.
I want to sleep. No, I haven't. Okay, I'm so embarrassed. I have not seen 30 Rock, and my sister is on my shit about it.
One of my favorite TV characters of all time is Alec Baldwin.
She said it is
Jack Donaghy.
And my sister has incredibly great taste in satire. Like she is one of the funniest people you were ever made, and everything she recommends is hilarious.
Well, there's a famous clip from that with Tina Fey.
Okay.
Who she's dating a younger man, and he's like, "Hey, we're all gonna go out Saturday night. Are you in?" She goes, "Yeah." She's trying to be cool. She's like, "Yeah, I'm totally in." And he's like, "Yeah, we'll pick you up around 11." She goes, 11 at night?
Oh yeah.
I'm in bed by 9.
That's not going to happen. I remember in college studying until midnight and then going out to midnight frat parties were for losers.
Too early.
You didn't really get down until about 2 a.m. You pre-gamed at the apartment because if you were cool, you had an apartment, or you go uptown to the bars if you had a fake ID.
Which college is this?
IUP in the 80s.
Yeah.
Some kid died every weekend.
That checks out.
My senior year, somebody died every weekend. My senior year.
My experience. So I didn't go to college.
I feel like I should clarify a long-held urban myth about IUP. But you didn't go to college? Oh my! You would have hated it. I'm so glad you didn't go. I hated it. I wish I hadn't gone. I went to college for the important parts, which are my two of my friends went to California. Where'd you
go? They were studying at California University of Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh. I went to Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Very similar schools.
Pennsylvania really likes to name their colleges after
Washington,
other states. It's ridiculous. But
they would just literally say, "Hey, we're having a party Friday night. Come on up." I was like, "All right."
Oh, that's how you went to college.
That's how I went to college. Yeah. So I went and crashed at the dorm and
that's
drank.
All it really was.
This is the best part of college.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how my body feels when it's about to throw up. That's also how I know what my body feels like whenever I am pushed out of a second-story window into a hedge.
Oh my God.
I was at some point, we're going to talk about the music industry in Pittsburgh. We're going to talk about music at some point.
We're going to tell crazy gig stories tonight.
That's all it's going to be. It's just all it's going to be is crazy. It's just crazy gig stories and just crazy stories.
Crazy
altogether.
Stories in general.
I was at, so one Friday, my buddy invited me up to California University. And it was funny because they were, the dorms were, 2 beds, 2 people.
Yeah.
And they had
2 cinder block.
It was all white painted cinder block.
Yep, that's how IUP
and
was.
they had all become really good friends, like the whole floor. So they were like, why don't like the 2 guys that live in the corner room, why don't one of you push your bed into an adjacent room, and then you have 3 roommates, and then the corner room will become our common room, our party room. So they had taken somebody's dorm room, pushed the beds out, and made it a party room. And all they did was party.
Brilliant.
And so we went, and they're like, "Hey, there's a frat party." And I can't remember the name of the frat, but because I was drinking very heavily that night.
My God, I can't believe I'm still alive.
And we go to this frat party, and there's a conversation to be had, whether on or off camera, about amazing women in my life that I've met and just couldn't connect it.
Blew it. I don't know if
it's not that I blew it, but it's just that the numbers didn't connect.
And in your mind, they're amazing because it didn't happen.
So men and women are very different in this aspect and the men watching will understand. The women,
maybe we should just make the podcast about men and women.
It might be a thing to do.
But go on. We'll see where it goes.
When a man meets a woman for the first time.
When a man
That's the other way around.
meets a woman.
I don't think it goes that way. But
she can do no wrong.
When we meet a woman that we're interested in, that we're like, man, she's the one. We've already, in our brains, by the next morning, we've married her, had kids, bought a house, built a deck.
That's what women do, too. That's what women do, too. Young women.
We're already like, oh, man.
Older women are like,
I can't wait to introduce her to my parents.
Wow, I would go out with him, but I don't want anyone in my house. That's what older women say. But no, women do the same. At least when I was coming up in the 80s, that's exactly what we did.
They say the first thing a woman does when she meets a man she's interested in is feel out his last name on her name. So when a woman meets a man, she's like, ooh, what would my name sound like with his last name? It's like, that's one of the first things. That's what I heard.
No,
I heard.
That is some bullshit. Oh, there was the whole like notebook, you know. My first real boyfriend that I was madly in love was Frankie Seppa. And everybody knows that. And I have a song about him, and I always announce it as, this is about Frankie Seppa's family. So Frankie, you probably, Bob Billstone probably already told you all about it because he came to my thing at Antonio's. The one night I didn't dress up or wear makeup because I like, nobody's going to show up. And my old classmate shows up. But I was like, you know, all my girlfriends were writing their name with their boyfriend's last name. And I was like, apparently this is something I'm supposed to do. So I tried Jenny Seppa. And I was like, I don't know. I could not. Well, I was not the kid who fantasized about her wedding ever.
Well, you have the name Snyder, which is a awesome last name.
Really? I find it to be very, very, very German.
My last name is
Schneider.
My name is Wriggle.
I like Wriggle. You can do a lot with that.
The kids in high school did. Schneider
means tailor. And it's interesting that I am a draper now. And my mother was a seamstress.
So get this.
What's a wriggle?
Well,
a minstrel,
if you're a kid in grade school, it's a lot of fucking insults. And I had one kid.
Wriggle the squiggle.
My next door neighbor called me the Wriggler for decades.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Please forget it. But for, you know,
I like Wriggle Me This.
I
think that's a great handle.
Well, about 10 or 15 years ago, I did the deep dive in Ancestry and found out that my people came from Germany, and they were Regal, Riegel, and it was, you literally saw on the docket.
I'm gonna switch to whiskey. Oh, you have it right here. What a coinkydinky. What a coinkydinky.
He had, you could see on the docket where the clerk wrote Riegel, but he did it so quick that it looks like it's written Riggl.
Is that too much?
No. I'm good for now. Okay. But so anyway, my people came from Germany as Regal. And then when they went through immigration in Philadelphia, not in New York, in Philadelphia, they went through immigration and they became Wriggle. So I did this deep dive and talked to people through Ancestry, like people that I'm related to that I don't know. And they're like, oh, we come from a town in Germany that's called Regal, Germany. And it's on the border of Germany and France. And it's actually a region called the Kaiserstahl, which is that.
The Kaiserstahl.
Because the borders
you
between.
Have to say it German.
I can't. It's insulting if I do it. But the border between France, there's two rivers that go like this.
Why is it insulting? Are you worried about insulting the Germans?
The Germans?
Yeah. You can't insult the Germans, trust me.
The Germans?
My German friends are like, we're ready, just bring it on. We've earned it. I will take it. It's
Achtung,
fine.
Herr Snyder.
Because we're going to be that.
Jawohl.
Because we were warned. But we weren't
we don't mess with the Germans.
We don't want to go into politics.
Anyway, there's two rivers that go like this between France and Germany. And the border has changed through the millennia of wars the French and the Germans have had, that everybody in the region speaks both languages.
Yep.
And they grow wine, and it's one of the few wine regions in Germany. But I was like, oh, that's very cool, and we're going to Europe next month. And I'm like, I have to visit.
Are you going to be in Oberammergau? Because that's right on the French-German border where the best food in the whole world is.
I don't know what that means.
It's a town.
I don't know where it is.
I don't either. It's on
Northern,
the French-German
Southern
border. I was there. I don't know. There was a bus. We were on it. I was 18.
Well, we're staying in Basel, Switzerland, which is like France, Germany, Switzerland. So we're going to rent a car and we're going to drive.
That's going to be some seriously great food.
We're going to drive up through the French side. Then we're going to cross over and come down in Alsace.
And you guys are going for 3 weeks, right?
No.
10 days.
Like 11 days.
Okay.
But anyway, I did all this research and I'm like, yeah, they're like, oh, your people come from this town. This is where we're from. And the more research I did, and this is the point that I'm getting at, was I did a really, really deep deep dive. And it said, just because your last name is Regal doesn't mean you came from Regal, Germany. And I'm like, okay. So I did more research. It says my people came from Saxony, Germany, on the other side. And I'm like, okay. So I researched that.
You're as Anglo-Saxon as it gets.
I go far, far, far back, and it said the German translation of Regal is beam.
And here you are.
Like a structural beam.
And he built this entire studio.
And it was, and I was kind of like dumbfounded. I was like,
that's really cool.
I was like, so wait,
and
my people
means Taylor, and I sew.
It's like my people were builders. And
I wonder how much of that is predestined in us then.
That's a very deep conversation.
Wow. And I will tell you about my mother's side name in another episode, because that is some deep, dark hillbilly shit that there is not enough time tonight to cover.
Well, then I want to hear your first crazy gig story.
I'm glad you asked, because I numbered them. And it goes like, my list goes like this. Naked gig number 1.
Wait, hang on. You naked or somebody else?
I haven't told the story yet, Scott. Number 2, crazy gig story number 2 is naked gig number 2.
It sounds like it's in the Villages in Florida.
And
those
my
people are always
third
naked.
crazy gig story, because I only have 3. I had to narrow it down, but these were the top 3. Third crazy gig story, mountain wedding drunk threesome. So I would like to start with the first and most innocent. No, I had just gotten into my very first band. I moved out. Like your stance. So he's like, naked, go on. So my very first band, I was already in that. This wasn't a band though, but so I was training classically in Renaissance and Baroque in the Madrigal group. And the director of that wanted to start a quartet, an a cappella quartet of all women. And she was like, I think I can get my sister. She's amazing. And she's the one that's married to Brent from Social D. And Erica, who I'm still in touch with, and I'm way overdue for a call. But it was me, Erica, Jay, and Zoe. And we were Red Betsy was the name of our band.
That's a great name.
Thank you. I thought of it.
And is Betsy an inspiration or something?
No, I love it. I like
awesome.
alliteration. And I liked how Red Betsy
awesome.
sounded together. And I especially so I was like, let's be Red Betsy. That'll be fun. And it sounded kind of old fashioned. We were doing Andrew's Sisters type swing and harmonies and stuff. And we got pretty good. And we started to get a lot of attention. And we were Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's regular opening act, because they're all from Ventura, California.
Oh, I know them. I mean, I listened to that.
Fact, their drummer, so did Gren, was the boyfriend of Erica's roommate at the time. And he was over one night when we were playing, because swing was getting really big in California again in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And Kurt heard us, and he was like, why don't you guys open for us? We're playing at Nickelby's, which was an antique store / venue. It was amazing in Ventura. It was a great, great place. And we opened for the Blind Boys of Alabama there. We opened for Towns
Wait, hang on.
Van
With all this swing in California and Ventura, did you ever run into that fella right there?
The dead one?
No, not him. The guitar.
Dennis? Oh. I wouldn't know. I would not know, because I didn't know anything about. We were a cappella.
Brian Setzer?
No, but my friend Craig, only inadvertently, my friend Craig, who's a saxophone player who owned one of my favorite restaurants, ended up touring with Brian. It's a really small crowd.
That is his signature guitar. It's my most prized
apparently
possession.
He's a lovely man and a great band leader.
I believe that.
But the Southern California music scene is very small, and all the labels are there, so it's really easy to get famous, because it's just like, proximity is everything. And so
the naked,
which is how we ended up opening for Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, was because Kurt was like, we'll give you your first gig, just open for us.
Nice.
And so we're like, okay. And that's how we figured out that we needed to be mic'd, for one thing. But anyway, we started to get a following. Little did I know, okay, this is a segue. There's a couple segues here. So I was just like, oh my God, I'm in a band. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to get laid because I was young. And I was just like, oh yeah, women like the same motives. I'm going to be a rock star. I'm going to get guys. This is going to be so cool. And
it's literally the only reason I like I like Evanescence, because there's legend that Amy Lee from Evanescence would take guys back to her dressing room after shows.
Why wouldn't she?
And I was like, God.
Young women have needs,
God
my friend,
bless her.
which is why menopause is such a miracle. But anyway,
now, keep going.
I was just like, a couple years in, I'm like, where are the guys? And
Where
turns
the
out-
boys are.
turns out the whole, our whole reputation was based on the rumor that it was and back then you said lesbian, and back then, being a gay thing was a thing. Now it's not a thing. Now it's just like, oh yeah, I don't know. Nobody gives a shit, which is wonderful, which means the work that was done in the 70s through the 90s has actually did what it was supposed to do. But back then, it was like, oh yeah, it's this lesbian a cappella band that opens for Big Bad. And I'm just like, how did that start? And my friend who was in Madrigals with me, and she's like, oh, I think I might have started that. And I'm like, oh, come on, you wouldn't have started that. And she's like, no, you don't understand. It turns out she worked at Sun Systems with Kurt of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. She was pissed that she didn't get asked to be in the group. She got all drunk at the Christmas party, and Kurt's wife said, how come you're not in Red Betsy? And Mary's all drunk, and she's just like, because you have to lick pussy to be in Red Betsy. You got to be queer. And the whole rumor
those are two different
started.
things. Those are two different things. Being queer and
True.
see, those.
Okay, excuse my language.
Okay.
But Mary, and this is a different Mary from my best friend, but she's still a great friend because she was so honest. She told me this. She's like, no, Jen, I started the whole rumor. And I'm like, well, thanks a fucking lot, man.
I thought it was like a man knee-jerk thing, because men are famously like, oh, if I don't have a shot with her, she must be a lesbian.
No, they all totally had a shot. They just didn't try because they thought I was gay, because Mary told everybody, well, she told Kurt and Tanya that I was gay, that the whole band was gay, that was our whole shtick, was that it was this lesbian a cappella Andrew's sister's group. So, of course, it's Southern California in the 90s. Everyone wants to be supportive. So we have this instant following. We thought we had a following because we were good. No.
They just thought.
So, but anyway, we were good. We were.
I don't doubt it.
And we worked very hard. And we were all classically trained, and worked very hard on our harmonies and had a good show. We didn't have good outfits. We all dressed completely different. We had no cohesive look whatsoever. And Eric and I still to this day trade pictures of us going, what were we thinking?
Well, it's a shame because
it's so funny.
Because the band you were with that you don't like to talk about, that I'm not allowed to talk about, you guys had coordinating outfits and you looked
That was a big seller for me. That was a big selling point for me.
You guys look great.
That was a selling point for me.
That's a great looking band right there.
I have been trying to do that when I was in bands my whole life. I was like, we need a cohesive look.
Guys look great.
That was like, they had already had that. And I was like, I'm in. But anyway.
Just not a good experience.
Well, we were so young and we were so close. So anyway, we're starting to do well. We're Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's opening act on a regular basis now. They want to take us on the road. They want us to go down to the Derby in LA when it was still open.
Red Bat.
And Jay, who's rest in peace. She's dead now, so I can say all the stuff. But she just was so self-sabotaging, she wouldn't do it. And we're like, why wouldn't we go to the Derby? Why wouldn't we go and open for Big Bad Voodoo Daddy? That's where the label reps go. It's in the middle of fucking Hollywood.
Get our shot there.
Let's go. And she's like, no, and Big Bad Voodoo, the guys are like, all right, whatever, but we would love to have you, and they're really, by the way, they're really nice guys. And so anyway, we end up getting a manager. We get management. We didn't pursue him. A guy approaches us, Stan approaches us and he's like, hey, I'd like to manage you girls. You girls. That should have been our first fucking red flag right there. The minute he said that, we should have been out. As soon as the guy shows up and he's like, I'd like to manage you girls. We were grown women.
But he didn't say gals.
No, he said
even worse.
girls.
Gals is worse.
No, I'll take gals.
You'll take gals?
Yeah, because gals isn't age specific.
Gals is like a male.
I like
He's
broads.
like a gal.
I'm gonna bring back broads.
Broads.
I'd like to manage you broads.
Dames.
Hell yeah. I'm in. Somebody's got mob ties. We're gonna get some money.
Look at these. We're gonna.
If somebody comes up and said, "I'd like to manage you, broads,"
I wanna manage
or
you.
"You're one crazy," I like the. You're a good singer-songwriter, broad.
I want to manage
be
you.
like,
dames.
Book me, dames.
I'm gonna manage the dames.
Hey, you dames
Look
got
at
management.
these dames we got up on stage.
You dames got management. But anyway, Stan comes up, and he's just like, "I'd like to manage you, girls," and we're like, we'll talk about it. And Jay's just like, what do you guys think? And I'm like, what the hell? We're all like, what the hell? We don't know what we're doing. We don't want to book shows. Like, fine. Let the guy manage us. And so he books us. He's like down in LA. So he books us. He books us a gig that's an open mic in an airport hangar outside of Agora Hills. We don't know where the fuck we are. And we're just like, okay, but some of the best people I've ever heard were there.
Okay.
And they never got famous, but they were amazing.
They now call it Coachella.
But then, then he books us. Okay, so here's where I'm getting to my crazy gig story. So all that other stuff you're probably going to have to edit out.
Just
So this was the naked gig. There is a clothing optional, and David Sedaris talks about it in his book Naked, called Elysium Fields. And it's in the Laurel Canyon of Los Angeles, Santa Monica, Hollywood, that whole like beautiful like canyon country area of Southern California.
Right. Okay.
And Elysium Fields has been around forever. And it was started by a bunch of nudist hippies.
Okay.
And it's still there. I don't know if it's still there, but it was in the 90s. And it was still a bunch of nudist hippies, right? And so he books us, and we're getting a lot of money. We're getting like 5 something.
I like money.
6. I don't know how much money we're getting, but it was
You're
a lot.
making money.
It was over $100 a person.
You're making money back then.
And that was also like Ventura was only 45 minutes. It's a short drive. I went to LA all the time.
When on the way there, did you take the Ventura Highway?
No, we took the 101,
Ventura
which is the
Highway.
Ventura. In the sunshine.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's in a lot. It's in the Tom Petty song too. But yeah, so it's only 45 minutes, from Ventura to LA, to deep LA.
Okay.
So it's I painted sets, I acted, I was always going to LA, no problem. So we drive to Elysium Fields deep in the Laurel Canyon, and we're like, what's this place going to be like, man? Like, are they going to make us, do we perform naked? And we're all actors anyway. We didn't give a shit. We're like, you know what? So if they want us to perform naked, we'll fucking perform naked. We're actors. Actors get naked so fast you wouldn't believe it. We're used to it.
Would believe it.
And they're just there's hot tubs everywhere in California. People just strip down all the time.
Ooh, there's a movie called Hollywood Hot Tubs.
Oh, really? Well, that doesn't need to be. I mean, you could just get on the YouTube. But anyway, so we go down. We're like, no, we'll wear our outfits that don't work together at all and look silly. And so we go down, and we don't know where to stand. And it's just this beautiful little hilly, well-maintained, grassy enclave with little huts like church camp. It reminded me of church camp when I went to church camp in Wesley Woods.
This is like Mulholland.
And what?
It's like Mulholland.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. The movie?
No, like Mulholland Drive, like where the Manson murders happened.
Okay, this might have been on Mulholland, but it wasn't where the Manson murders happened. But it was that whole area looks like that though. The whole Laurel Canyon looks like that.
Keep going. I'm in.
So the whole Laurel Canyon looks like that anyway. So there's mown grass and it's green, which is means they're using a ton of water because it's know. But anyway,
because LA is supposed to be a desert.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a desert. So there's little lean-tos where there's a shower house, a bathhouse kind of thing. There's little huts and stuff, and then there's the main lodge. So it's like you're at camp. It really is. And we're just like, well, we don't know where the hell Stan is, so let's go warm up in the shower house because there's good acoustics, great reverb. So we go into the shower house, and there's a woman naked as a jaybird showering. She's like, hey, and she's washing. And we're like, do you mind if we warm up in here? And she's like, no, I'd love it. And so we're just in there warming up. And then we're like, okay, well, let's go find Stan. So we walk out of the shower house, and Stan heard us warming up. So he came down. Stan is totally buck naked. Stan's in his late 50s. He's balding. He's got a nice white gray salt and pepper beard and a beer belly and teeny tiny jewels down below. And he just walks up to us totally naked.
I am embarrassed.
And he's just like, so I heard you guys warming up. You're sounding good. So this is how it's going to go. And he's talking to us just like it's the most, and the bottom line, pun intended, is that it is the most natural thing in the world. I have never been so comfortable, except in story number 2. But in story number, initially we're just like, oh, this is going to be so fucking weird. And it really was when Stan walked up, here's our manager, here he comes. And just like, really naked. And, but he was just like, everybody there. And we're like, and Zoe, who was one of the most eccentric people I've ever known, but she was the one that was just raised her hand and she was like, Stan, when we go to perform, is everybody in the lodge going to be naked? And he was like, no, probably nobody's going to be naked. He said, those are just the extreme nudists. Okay. Most people are going to be like in their underwear or pajamas or something like that.
I don't know which is worse.
And so sure enough, so we go to the lodge, which not unlike your beautiful studio loft, was an A-frame. Mm-hmm. And it was a little bigger than this, but it was lovely. But it was like you were at camp. And so, but they had a wonderful sound system.
Band camp?
I don't know. I never saw band camp, and I never went to band camp. I went to songwriter camp. Okay. Oh, it was like my Todd Snyder songwriter camp, but it was not as big as the lodge. That was some fancy shit. This was a humble lodge. But the sound system was great. And so we get up and we sing, and the audience are people just sitting on the floor in their underwear and a t-shirt. I remember that. I remember in their undies and t-shirts, in their bras. And the men maybe are in their tighty whities, or maybe they're in boxers and a shirt. And some people were just in bathrobes were a very big thing at Elysium Fields. Just bathrobes. And just bathrobes. And nothing else. A lot of bathrobes. And we just did our gig, man. And there was this rich guy there. So Elysium Fields also is very expensive.
Okay.
So you'll get some serious moolah.
Oh, I like money.
And there was a dude there that offered to bankroll our album. He didn't care how much it cost. And guess what my sabotaging bandmate said? Isn't that stupid?
No, I don't want to be successful.
At that stage in your career, you say yes to everything. Except going to, somebody's studio alone.
So I'd like to photograph
little fame.
I'd like to photograph you. It'll be tasteful.
Oh, it'll be tasteful. Yeah. So that's Crazy Gig Story, Naked Gig Story number 1. Do you want to hear Naked Gig Story number 2, or would you like to tell a crazy